Hello, my love. It is such a wonderful lesson. The name of God is my inheritance. We can say God is, and then we cease to speak. So, I asked for guidance in that video, as I always do. So who are you? Are you alive? Yes. When you are alive, and you are alive, the sun of life, the source of life, can you be a body? No. You are the wholeness, the unlimited one, the joy, the life, the peace. And what about this world of limited little mortal forms? Can't be real. You are the sun of light and love. You're fulfilled with the treasures of God. God's name is your inheritance. God's name. The name of God is my inheritance. And I share one name with the Father, we learned yesterday. So that is true. That is true. And all living beings are joined in this. So in truth, all what lives, lives in God. And what does not live in God does not exist. So this world we made up out of that sad little mad idea of separation does not exist. So we can practically replace all the little forms with the name of God. We can say, God, one with me, is the omnipresent life. I'm the life, I'm the presence. I've never been born, and I cannot die. I took this body, but only with one purpose. It is handy, a communication instrument, to teach the world what it has forgotten, or another perspective, to undo what I made up, to undo the false ideas of separation, of death, of things, of humans, of animals, of forms. And I replace everything with God. God is, and all what lives, lives in Him. And we share in truth all one identity, the Holy Self, the Christ Self. So the aim of the course is, at the end, to see only the face of Christ instead of the world, because that is what is there. What we made up is not there. It's just ideas in my mind projected. It's a veil, but it seems to be like a brick wall against the truth. So let's start this lesson. It is 3 pages, but very interesting. Very, not only interesting, very liberating when we understand it in the depths. I'm free. I'm free, one with you and the Father. And there we all live, as brothers, equal, full inheritance of the Father, sharing one name, one identity, being in peace and joy. This is the truth. And that very truth we bring in that world and undo everything false. Beautiful. So, let's start. Are you ready? It's a journey, I tell you. It's a journey. Very impressive journey. Lesson 184. The name of God is my inheritance. So, God is my inheritance. God gave Himself to me. and I'm one with him. So I must be beyond the world of form. I must be the spirit, the beingness. You live by symbols. You have made up names for everything you see. Each one becomes a separate entity identified by its own name. By this you carve it out of unity, out of the omnipresence of God's love. By this you designate its special attributes and set it off from their things by emphasizing space surrounding it. And this space you lay between all things to which you give a different name, all happenings in terms of place and time, all bodies which are greeted by name, by a name. So all different things. And then we have the science who studies that and makes it true what is not true. This space you see as setting off all things from one another is the means by which the world's perception is achieved. So by that space, you see something where nothing is, and you see as well nothing where there is unity. A space between all things and you. Thus do you think that you have given life in separation. By this split you think you are established as a unity which function is an independent will. That's insanity. We are God's will. I'm God's will, and we share one will with the Father. What are these names by which the world becomes a series of discrete events, of things ununified, of bodies kept apart, of holding bits of mind as separate awareness? You gave this name to them, establishing perception as you wish to have perception be. The nameless things were given names, and thus reality was given them as well, for what is named is given meaning, and will then be seen as meaningful, a cause of true effect, with consequences inherent in itself. And the science is studying all that stuff, and the psychology is making up individual psychology. All false, does not heal. I am the Holy Son of God, one with you and the Father, and that's it. All this, and we share one name, one identity. This is the beauty of truth. This is the way reality is made by partial vision, purposefully set against the given truth. Its enemy is wholeness. Its enemy is wholeness. So when you speak here about this wholeness and oneness, the egos will jump on you. So it's good to be guided by Holy Spirit, to whom you really can say something about it. The main thing is that we forgive, that we see the other one, and give the blessing to be the Holy Son of God. It conceives of little things and looks upon them, and a lack of space, a sense of unity or vision that sees differently, becomes the threats which it must overcome, conflict with, and deny it. So we are not welcome, be teachers of God. But in truth, the brothers are asking for forgiveness. Yet does this other vision still remains a natural direction for the mind to channel its perception. It is hard to teach the mind 1,000 alien names and 1,000 more. Yet you believe this, it what learning means. It's one essential goal by which communication is achieved and concepts can be meaningfully shared. That is insanity. This is a sum of the inheritance the world bestows. And everyone who learns to think that it is so accepts the science of symbols that assert the world is real. And then you travel around the world and you want to see everything and learn different languages and whatnot, and you think you're wise. You are not wise. You are in the hell, brother. It is for this they stand. They leave no doubt that what is named is there. Definitely, there is New York, there is Berlin, there is Tenerife, there is Beijing. No, just made up. It's just a dream. It's just a dream and can be undone if you believe it or not. It can be seen as it is anticipated. What denies that is true, it is but illusion, for it is ultimate reality. For them who believe in this, it is the ultimate reality. To question it is madness. To accept its presence is a proof of sanity. Can you believe it? We made up a world without a cause and named all the things we established against the truth. So you understand now deeper and deeper that that world cannot give us anything, but God gave us everything. So we have to let go of the world and have to be in the presence. Such is the teaching of the world. It is a phase of learning everyone who comes must go through. But the sooner he perceives or what is rests, how questionable are its premises, how doubtful its results, the sooner does he question its effects. Yes, nothing is real. All I see is insane, false, insignificant. Learning that stops with what the world would teach stopped short of meaning. In its proper place it serves but as a starting point from which another kind of learning can begin. A new perception can be gained, and all the arbitrary names the world bestows can be withdrawn as they are raised to doubt. Nothing in the world is real. Nothing I see is real. All the things in the world I give the meaning it has for me, and now I take the meaning back and replace it with the name of God. Think not you made the world. No. Illusions, yes. So there is a world. So we don't have to rescue this world we made up, but to let it go, so that the real world emerges. Think not you made the world. Illusions, yes. But what is true in earth and heaven is beyond your naming. So beyond those images, there is a true world. When you call upon a brother, it is his body that you make appear. His true identity is hidden from you by what you believe he really is. So all what I see in a brother, also his stories, remembrance, is my projection. This I must make clear. It's not real. I made it up. All the figures I made up, they are not real. I am the whole. This body makes response to what you call him, for his mind consents to take the name you give him as his own. And thus his unity is twice denied, for you perceive him separate from you, and he accepts this separate name as his. But make it clear to you, brother, that you are the whole, and you made up the whole world. So all those figures, what they do, you are moving them around. You are the dreamer of the dream. You make it. It's not real. Take over responsibility. There are no others. Only when that realization, it's all me. It's all me. I made it up. I can take it back. Otherwise not. It would indeed be strange if you were asked to go beyond all symbols of the world, forgetting them forever, yet were asked to take a teaching's function. You have need to use the symbols of the world a while, but be not deceived by them as well. They do not stand for anything at all. And in your practicing, it is this thought that will release you from them. So we use them, definitely when we go shopping, etc., and we speak with others, we still use those symbols, but we know it's not true, and we see our brother in his true identity, one with us in God. They become but means by which you can communicate in a way the world can understand, but which you recognize is not the unity where true communication can be found. So beyond the bodies, beyond the forms, I see the face of Christ. I feel my brother one with me. Thus what you need are intervals each day in which the learning of the world becomes a transitory phase, a prison house from which you go into the sunlight and forgot the darkness. You go into the life, into the heaven, into the presence. Here you understand the word, the name which God has given you, the one identity which all things share, the one acknowledgement of what is true, the holy self, the Christ, the name of God. And then step back to darkness, not because you think it is real, but only to proclaim its unreality in terms which still have meaning in the world that darkness rules. So we cooperate, the brothers, but believing in their wholeness and holiness one with us. Use all the little names and symbols which delineate the world of darkness, yet accept them not as your reality. The Holy Spirit uses all of them, but He does not forget creation as one name, one meaning, and single source which unifies all things within itself. God is, and then we cease to speak. Use all the names of the world bestows on them, but for convenience, yet do not forget they share the name of God along with you. A tree is God, a man is God, a woman is God, a child is God, a car is God, and all what I see is God, because God is omnipresent there, and we all share one name. God has no name, and yet His name becomes the final lesson that all things are one. And at this lesson does all learning end. It's a paradox, but it's truth. All is one, all is the same. All names are unified. All space is filled with truth reflection. Every gap is closed and separation healed. So how can you understand this? You can either perceive the omnipresent love of God with you are one, you are the whole, you are spirit, and everything is in your love arms. And then you identify with spirit and with love. Or you can identify with a figure and with those little things you made up. So one or the other. When you take with God, Father, the whole universe in your love arms, it's only love and light. Only love and light. So all the little things vanish in the love and light of God. That's it. That's a change of identity. And then you can let it go and give all to all. Okay. The name of God is inheritance He gave to those who choose the teachings of the world to take the place of heaven. In your practicing or purpose, it is to let our minds accept what God has given as the answer to the pitiful inheritance you made as fitting tribute to the Son He loves. So we let go the pitiful inheritance and take the inheritance of God. We are the Holy Son, the unlimited one, the present one. No one can fail who seeks the meaning of the name of God. Experience must come to supplement the word. But first you must accept the name for all reality. Only God is, and then we cease to speak again and again. Love is. Love is our inheritance. And realize the many names you gave its aspect have distorted what you see, but have not interfered with the truth at all. So this truth is still there, beyond all the names. One name we bring in our practicing, one name we use to unify our sight. God is, the name of God is my inheritance. Beautiful. Only God is. And so we use a different name of each awareness for an aspect of God's Son. We understand that they have but one name, which He has given them. So we share all one identity. It is this name we use in practicing. We are all the Christ, we are all God's Son. And through this use, all foolish separation disappears, which kept us blind, and we are given strength to see beyond them. Now our sight is blessed with blessing we can give as we receive. Wow. She's asking how I feel before I go in that beautiful prayer. Well, on the level of the mind, I feel that joy. But on the level of body, I feel there's tremendous energy flow in the body, and as somehow resistant. But when I detach from the body, I'm not that form. I'm the present one. Peace come in the mind. I literally feel that to be pulled in the body is like crucifixion. It's terrible. But when I let go, and I go into the light who I am, the omnipresent one, the life, the light. What a liberation. What a liberation. So I really and literally can only live in the Father, and that's my only goal. To let go of the false identity, the body. It's only crucifixion. Father, our name is yours. In it we are united with all living things, and you who are the one creator, their one creator. What we made and call by name different names, is but a shadow we have tried to cast across your own reality. And we are glad and thankful we were wrong. All our mistakes we give to you, that we may be absolved from all effects of our errors seem to have. And we accept the truth you give in place of every one of them. Your name is our salvation, and escape from what we made. Your name unites us in the oneness, which is our inheritance and peace. Amen. I read it again. Father, our name is yours. In it we are united with all living things, and you who are their one creator. What we made and call by different names is but a shadow we have tried to cast across your own reality. And we are glad and thankful we were wrong. All our mistakes we give to you, that we may be absolved from all effects of our errors seem to have. And we accept the truth you give in place of every one of them. Your name is our salvation, and escape from what we made. Your name unites us in the oneness, which is our inheritance and peace. Amen. Beautiful. Yes, I feel the effect of the prayer. Jesus. But, yes, I feel I have to jump in the Father. But I came this world to learn this world, and then, but full aware that I'm not a body, but for a while I believe to be one. What happens when I let go of the body and the world and just jump in the love arms of the Father? There's peace. In the presence, I feel totally loved, filled with all the treasures of the Father. And when I look outside, seeing all those mountains and things, I feel they're not real. I literally feel they are just projected out of my mind. And that also this body isn't real. So, I can choose to be the whole and free, or to be a little tiny figure here, imprisoned. And then I'm in depression. So I will do this exercise today with full concern, with soul surrender. I just want to see what is really there and replace all names with the name of God. Who are you, lamp? Love and light. So I question all the meanings I gave, and I feel the love and light and the omnipresence of the Father. Right, this way we change the world. Have a beautiful day. Oh Jesus, here is the video. It's already so long. Does not matter, he says, how you feel. Be honest. Well, the more I try to liberate myself from the body, the more it seems to be that I'm pulled in it. Don't fight against it. Just let it be. Let it be. The whole world is against what we teach here. Let it be. Don't go against us. Don't fight the ego. Don't fight the body, he says. And what happens? It's amazing. The body is very, very heavy, like tons, but I feel totally beyond this world of bodies. Light in unlimited, you see. Now I look to anything, or I look to that cup, my teacup. Okay, I take a sip. Who takes that sip? Well, it's a projected figure I'm using here, but it's not me. Wow, this is great. So we just let it be, but in the true awareness to be the present and not in a body. Sunlight goes on. Beautiful. Have a beautiful day, my love. We are the light of God.